Hey everybody, this is Team Demon Kitty here, and we're back with some more Friendsim. Hopefully this will go pretty well. Had some fun last time with the characters. So, last time we had some of the most challenging dialogue in the game, obviously. Like, really challenging dialogue.
Like really thought-provoking, lore-heavy shit.
Oh yeah,
By the way,
definitely.
you haven't screen shared me in, right?
Oh shit. I'm sorry, I'm a dumbass. Yeah, let me do that. Also, I know it's late, but like, happy late MLK Day to everybody who like, I don't know. You can see it, right? You're good.
Yeah, I'm here now, and yes, happy late MLK Day. Technically MLK Day was yesterday because it's technically the day after, but happy the day after MLK Day. Anyone who claims that MLK was a Republican or that modern civil rights leaders aren't living up to his legacy, just like. I would say punch them, but you'd get assault charges. So just, give them the middle finger and take a minute to fantasize about how fun it would be to punch them.
I
Unless they actually
agree.
try to be physically violent with you, in which case, then, yes, beat the shit out of them, because, self-defense is always legitimate.
Yeah. Yeah, I absolutely agree. Yeah, I agree with that sentiment. Anyway, let's start. It's also sorry we didn't have a earlier stream today. There were some technical difficulties with that, and we couldn't really do it, but hopefully it'll be good in the future with that. Sorry. Just like, I apologize for that. Alright, we're here. You walk with a purpose. You don't really have a purpose, aside from friendship, of course, but you know these streets pretty well by this point, so you can at least strut like you've got one. Alright, these are both great characters to choose from. I don't know much about Charon, but I think that from their description that on Troll Call they sounded pretty cool. So honestly, you can't go wrong. These are both great characters.
I'm here for whatever. By the way, the Jade Blood's name actually is Mandarin. I checked on that.
Okay.
Chixie is actually pronounced Chixie. We've changed the way it's pronounced entirely, but that's fine. I don't care.
Yeah.
I like our way better.
Yeah, I prefer Chisha. But let's go with Chirag because I don't know much about them. So they're kind of going to be a nice mystery or surprise. Who do you want to voice in this? Before we start.
You know what? Let's just play it by ear, because thus far, who I've voiced and who I haven't voiced has been super weird, and, I've voiced probably more female characters than male ones at this point.
Yeah.
So, let's just see what presents itself. Let's not make prescriptive
why don't you
judgments
voice Charon and I'll voice Wanshi, so I guess I'll narrate first.
It's actually one sure, by the way.
One shirt, okay.
But sure, okay, whatever. Also, instead of deciding who we're gonna voice, why don't we just figure out who, I didn't think I'd be voicing Remele until it turned out she had a ridiculous French accent.
I guess that's true. I guess we'll just see. I kind of want to voice, Wanshi, though.
Sure. You know what? I'll narrate so you don't have to pronounce her name too much.
Yeah, I'm gonna fail at that. I'm very sorry.
Well, I took Mandarin and you didn't, so it's not really surprising.
Yeah, I did. I fail at languages, but anyway. Yeah. Actually, you know what? Oh wait, do you want to narrate or should I? I don't know. I guess I'll narrate. Since we know I'm not gonna be narrating the other one. Actually, you know what? You think you had up to here with friendship. You're sure you'll be back on your regular friend-making bullshit later, but today is just one of those days. Curl up under the blankets with your favorite show sort of day. a leave your phone on silent and say nothing to no one sort of day. I mean, I've had days like that. I have had many days like that. And honestly, you've watched a friend almost die of poisoning and gazed upon the juggle of afterlife. You think you've more than earned a day, or night rather, of respite like this. So, just for today, you turn your back on this new swath of alterity and say you were considering walking through, and head back to the old hideout. No explorations now, only bed. Well, you drag yourself up the scaffolding onto your hidey hole. To your hidey hole, blah. More than anything, well, I fucked that up. More than anything, more than bringing on binging on media or relaxing with peace and quiet, you want to take a nice long nap. I've also had days like that. So you spill yourself into a little pile of bedding, pillows, and various pieces of clothing you manage to fur together and settle in. As soon as your body touches it, you're out like a light. But it isn't very long until you're awake again. And not because your body is rousing itself after sufficient slumber, but because of a persistent scrabbling sound. A persistent scrabbling sound that's followed by a loud thunk. Typically, that wouldn't be enough to get you up. You're a pretty heavy sleeper, but the noise is accompanied by the nagging sensation that whatever is making the noise is in the room with you, and that has you bolting upright. Yeah, someone being in the room with you would kind of, not be good. I don't know. It's just like they're in the room with you.
Well, in my apartment, it wouldn't be good for them either because, one of the things that's generally hanging out with me when I sleep is my sword.
Also, yeah, that's very true. I don't keep my sword by my bed, but maybe I should, even though it's a really shitty sword and mostly for decoration. But yeah. You must have woken up in the middle of your REM cycle because you feel like a mummy rising out of the crypt. Is this real life? Or is this just fantasy? Your brain struggles to make sense of your surroundings through the fog of residual sleepiness that's still settled over you as you stumble to your feet. Eventually, you're able to discern that the noise is coming from behind and above you, around where the ceiling is. What the hell? Is there a raccoon crawling in the vents? Does Alternia even have raccoons? If it does, you're pretty sure you wouldn't want to meet one, but you can't exactly leave it in your living space either. You get up to investigate. I'm pretty sure a raccoon would be some kind of lusus on this planet, but yeah, there's probably a raccoon lusus somewhere. The noise isn't coming from the ceiling like you thought, but from a platform that's been shoved unceremoniously to the very back of the watchtower. There's a large object in front of it that wasn't there before. A giant carved lens that would only have come from the hole that is now in the side of the platform structure. Maybe this was an old telescope or camera that the con desk once used for surveillance. The scrabbling continued. Wait, what did you say? What?
It actually said curved lens, not carved. Also, wait, did this hive used to belong to the con desk?
It was a watch post, so I don't know.
Somehow I managed to miss that piece of lore.
The scrabbling continues. It's coming from within the structure. You're not eager for whatever it is in there to come jumping out at you as soon as you stick your head inside, but you steel your nerves and hoist yourself up. You find yourself face to face with not some weird animal or bug, but a troll. Technically, a troll is some weird animal or bug, but it's technically still in the same category. This is a bona fide friend opportunity. It's practically fallen into your lap. You find yourself unexpectedly ordering about it. You'd think that you could expect some privacy in your own home, or the place you've adopted is home in Alternia anyway, but apparently not. Even when you've decided that you aren't in a friending mood, there the universe goes, yeeting new friends into your path anyways. Can't you go a day on this planet without dancing the whole friendship jig? It quickly becomes obvious that this mysterious stranger isn't going to offer you anything more than enigmatic, gazing into the middle distance. What exactly are they doing in your hideout, you ask? If they were thinking about moving in, they could have at least asked you first. You're the current occupant after all.
I
Alright.
don't want to move in. I already have a hive. I came up here for that.
They put past you. You could only assume they're referring to the giant lens you'd seen on the floor. Well, if they got what they'd come for, why are they still hanging out to the platform's innards like this?
I'm stuck.
And they didn't try calling for help?
I didn't notice you. Wherever you came from. I didn't think anyone else was here.
Would they perhaps like some help?
Maybe.
As you hop down from the platform, you find your ire draining from you, much like flush juice from a pimple. Okay. I didn't need to think of that analogy. It's difficult to stay angry upon witnessing what's possibly the most pathetic burglary attempt ever, and that's counting your little fiasco with your ship. Yeah, it's a pretty pathetic burglary attempt. It is pretty pathetic. After walking around to the other side of the platform, you can see the troll's booted legs sticking out from a gap in the structure. It looks much too narrow for anyone to crawl through, and yet that's exactly what they must have done in order to push the legs out from behind. You yell that you're going to try and pull them out. You hear a faint muttered, "Okay," and reach up to grab them around the waist, pulling hard. It takes a couple of tries, but with one last particularly hard tug, you're finally able to pull them free. They tumble down on top of you.
Thanks. For getting me unstuck. And breaking my fall.
You didn't really do that part on purpose, but you're glad they appreciated it, you guess. They seem pretty content to continue lying on top of you, actually, but they're heavy, so you wriggle out from underneath them like an earwig from under a rock and clamber to your feet. You nod at the lens. That's what they want, huh? The troll sits up, crossing their legs. You can see them more clearly now that they aren't sequestered inside the platform, although their faces obscured a little by their shaggy hair and floppy white-brimmed hat. They look about as sleepy as you felt earlier, as sleepy as you're feeling again, in fact. Their voice is slow and regular, like a monotone dunked in molasses. Metronome. I think that's a metronome? Yeah, metronome dunked in molasses.
Yes.
And it almost tries to send you right back to bed.
Yeah. So. Can I have it?
You swear you can feel your friend making juices start circulating through your body again, with a vengeance after their little sabbatical. You're not really sure what came over you before. Turn down the chance to make a new friend? You? Haha, wow. Who kidnapped you and replaced you with a total stranger for a few hours there? You tell the troll, of course they can have the lens. It's not like you're doing anything with it, or like it's even yours to begin with. It was just abandoned here along with the rest of this broken down tech. Curiously, you ask what they want it for. Are they building something? Perhaps they're an engineer of some sort?
No. Climbing all the way up here just for some building material would be pretty dumb. I want to use it for art.
Huh. You look at the lens again skeptically. It's a cool lens, you suppose, but it mostly looks like exactly what it is, a hunk of junk. They want to make art out of this? Their work must be pretty, I'm gonna save. I'm gonna say
I just go with. Yeah, interesting is probably the correct way to go with this.
They squint at you like they've taken some sort of issue with your comment. Have you managed to defend them even though you were being polite enough, given the circumstances?
Interesting is usually what people say when they have nothing better to say. Do you have a problem with making art out of trash?
You shake your head rapidly, but the troll is already crossing their arms and shooting you a disapproving look.
I don't think I want to talk to you anymore.
Oh no, does that mean they're going to leave? And after you decide to try and add them to your ever-growing friend harem, too?
No. I'm tired.
Oh, okay, then they're just gonna kind of glower at you from the floor for a while until they get their strength back enough to leave, you assume. This definitely isn't awkward at all. Oh, okay then. I mean, I think it would be interesting, so, like, that's... I guess Sloppy wouldn't really, though, so...
Yeah.
The two of you alternate between looking at the lens at each other for a while. Yeah, I think their art would actually be interesting. That's, like, what I would think, but... Like, Sloppy is not me, so Sloppy would be lying. Usually over the course of making a new friend, they usually would have asked you to do something by now, or presented you some sort of choice between two potential courses of action. Is there anything they'd like to do now that they've retrieved their art materials? Oh no, I hate these.
What? How am I even possibly supposed to know what the correct choice
Alright,
is here?
I'm
Like,
gonna
there is
guess the two
no...
dots, because from what I've seen, their quirk is two dots, so I'm gonna go with that. I don't know what to pick, I'm just going with I'm just guessing. Because their quirk is two dots, so I'm gonna pick two dots. Well, I was wrong, it's not. Guess it's all on you, then. They probably want to take the leads back to their hive, right?
I would, but... I'm tired. And hungry. Foraging for garbage takes a lot of energy.
Like, their quirk was like the two dots. I don't know if we picked right or not.
And I used the last of it climbing up here. I don't think I'll be able to carry it by myself.
They really didn't think this whole junk heist thing through very well, did they? But would you look at that? This is an excellent time to make a suggestion. I'm gonna say it again.
I assume that it's going to be you can help carry it, because, like, that's what Slappy would say? I don't know.
Yeah, I guess. Sure. Sure, let's go with that.
Like, no matter how you do that, make sure you're careful with it.
Of course, of course. You'll treat it with all the delicacy of an egg and spoon race.
I don't know what that is.
Carrying it to the watchtower's entrance is easy enough. Maneuvering down the cliff face is more complicated. You manage by holding it between you as you navigate from foothold to foothold. When you reach the bottom, the troll looks like they're... Sorry. They're ready to sit down again right there in the brush, but you urge them on. Resting in their hive will probably be much more comfortable. Sorry.
That's the wrong way.
Sheepishly, you whirl back around from the random direction you're about to stride towards and follow them instead. With them leading the way and you bringing up the rear, the two of you shimble along the path with all the easy grace of two people in a horse costume, but you make it to your new companion's hive much quicker than you would have expected. They come to a stop in front of the entrance to a cave in another cliffside. If this is their place, it isn't very far from yours at all. You're surprised that you haven't run into them until now. They're practically a neighbor. Well,
I've seen you around before. I'm going with this character has a southern accent because I've got, like, the one tooth and the floppy hat and the bandana and
yeah,
shit.
that works for them. That works.
Although, as weird accents like that go, I'm still gonna say I liked Skilla better.
Yeah.
Like, is it just me, or is Skilla the platonic ideal of what a country farm girl should be?
I think you're kind of right.
You're pretty hard to miss.
Really? They should have said hi and introduced themselves. The two of you could have been hanging out all this time.
Didn't feel like it. Besides, I was busy.
Well, with more of the scavenging art business, you guess. Oh well, you're getting to know each other now, which is what's important. Okay. Speaking of, you've been talking and walking along, and you haven't even exchanged names yet. How remiss of you! Usually, you would have got introductions out of the way from the moment they broke into your hideout, but it's been an odd sort of night.
That's okay. I'm Charoon. Now come on, let's go inside.
They pull you the lens forward. They didn't ask your name in return, but you managed to bumblingly introduce yourself. Okay, as you lurch along into their hive. Yeah, it is the hive. It is a mystery hive from Hiveswap. Okay, we know who it belongs to now, I guess.
This is a cool hive, by the way. I like this hive.
Yeah, it is a pretty cool hive. Like you see it more in detail in Hiveswap. Like there's more stuff in here. It's pretty interesting, but yeah. Like it's actually even cooler at Hiveswap, but yeah. At home on Earth, you had a thing about garages, and you thought it was interesting to scope out sort of stuff people ended up accumulating. You've seen some real gems in your day, a collection of singing and dancing novelty plant figurines, a small army of Furbies without any fur. I don't need to. I don't know. That's not an image I want in my head. Uh, the beat up remains of
Furless
some kind of
beast?
cat mascot costume. Uh, okay. Okay then. The inside of Charoon's hive is as if every single weird garage you've ever seen converged to exist simultaneously in the same cave, the platonic ideal of garages. It's hard to believe that someone lives here. If you look closer, though, you begin to notice homey comforts tucked along the metal junkyard scraps and broken furniture piled over the floors and all the way up along the craggy cave walls. A recruitment crane sits on the ledge of one wall, and you think that's a kitchen cabinet wedged into another?
So, what do you think?
It's pretty cozy, you say, giving them a double thumbs up. The stalactites are a nice touch.
I mean about my art.
Oh, the art, of course. You cast around desperately. Charon's hive is such a jumble of miscellany that it's impossible to figure out which of it is art materials, which are finished artworks, and which are Charon's actual belongings. Yeah, it's a pretty gnarly skull over there with leaves in the eye sockets, and the angle at which that umbrella sticks out of that log chair is really compelling. You settle on a purple object in one corner. It looks more like a traditional sculpture than a bunch of household items stuck together. Those curves, that amaranthine hue, truly an inspiring
Amaranth-
piece.
Amaranthine, which is not purple. Amaranth is, red. It refers to a type of flower, also a type of grain. It's complicated.
Well, Kern looks at you strangely.
That's just a load gaper.
Oh, okay. Okay then.
You don't know much about art, do you?
Busted. No, you really don't. Remily had taught you the importance of giving the people what they want, and Amicia had taught you the importance of putting a tart down for lopping off the heads ahead so blood or paint doesn't get all over the floor, but you hadn't learned very much about actually creating art with him. As you gaze around the cave again, you find that you really want to understand. Clearly, this is something that's important to Chiron. Otherwise, why would they spend the majority of their time on it? You too wish to express some marvels of the creative process, if only there were a way for you to learn.
If you want to that badly, you could make something out of what I've collected.
Really? But they must have worked so hard to find all this. Is it really fun for you to stick around with it? You're surprised to see that Chiron looks pleased at what you're saying. It's maybe the most expressive you've seen them since you met.
All art is digging around.
Looks like you're already starting to get it. You smile proudly.
And anyway, if you make something lucky, or sucky, if you make
They
something
shrug their
sucky,
shoulders.
I can just take it apart again and reuse its separate components to make something else. Feel like lucky might have been a Freudian slip on my part.
Yeah. Your smile flags a little.
Where do you want to start?
Well, you rub your chin thoughtfully, wandering over to the log chair with the umbrella on it. A pile of fabric is stacked on top. You rifle through it until you find some colors you like. Then you walk across the other side of Chiron's hive, searching for other items you might be able to use. Chiron doesn't offer much in terms of guidance, aside from cautioning you away from a couple of objects that are actually finished artworks. Whoops. You end up with an armful of knickknacks that you put down in front of what is now a lamppost, but will soon be your canvas of choice. Then you get to work. The fabric you twirl all around the post. You tie the smaller objects, a snow globe, an old boot, a fancy Santa, onto it with string. Wait, I think you actually see this as like a background piece in Hiveswap. I think you see it. I could be wrong, but I'm pretty sure this is in that. On top, you perch a rubber Walmart goose that makes a majestically horrible noise when pressed. Oh, okay. As your art piece comes together under your hands, you take a few steps back every now and then to appraise it from further away, making adjustments whenever you find something you're not happy with. Finally, it's complete. You turn back to ask Chiron's opinion, newly flushed with pride and adrenaline for having successfully made a thing. They don't look very impressed. Your face falls. What's wrong? Did you use too much orange? Were the scattered Lucis teeth a little too out there?
Listen, you're overthinking this. Just do what feels right.
You frown. Don't you fake it all then? Let your instincts drive you?
Thinking a little is probably good too.
Okay, don't overthink it, but don't abandon rational thought altogether. Let your feelings guide you, but not completely. I'm pretty vague, but sure, you'll give it another shot. You strip the lip post back down. This time you don't spend too long regarding it in all its nude metal glory. You begin working immediately, whipping around Chiron's hive in a flurry of cave dust and determination, grabbing things as soon as you lay eyes on them. Chiron looks more and more fascinated the longer you're at it. It's not long until their eyes are positively gleaming. Soon, they're taking a step after a tentative step towards you, as if drawn to you by the sheer force of your artistic energies. They look like they might want to join in, actually.
Is that okay? I see what you're going for, I think. Your vibe has got me all inspired.
Of course, the more the merrier. You'd love to see what the two of you could create together. With a barely there smile, Chiron plants a traffic code at the base of the lamppost with great aplomb, and you're off.
Aplomb.
Blah. It's all a blur after that. The two of you move in unison, like you're co-piloting a Jaeger. Except instead of a giant robot, you're steering a feverish, creatively propelled fugue state.
Wow. I think we're almost done.
You stand back from your newly forged pile of brick and brack, mopping the sweat from your brow. They're right, you're almost finished. Almost. You need to add the finishing touch, the pièce de résistance, and you know just what the thing. With great conviction, you pick up a box from the floor, tearing it open so that its contents fall over your sculpture.
Oh no. My polysacchariferous slats.
You freeze. Were those cooking ingredients? You seem to have gotten carried away. You start apologizing, but Trun is already waving your words away.
It's fine. It looks better like this. Too good to waste as food. Anyway, I can find other things to eat.
You both regard your creation, heaving for breath. You're done. As exhausted as you are, a wonderful calm settles over you as you admire the results of your hard work.
It's beautiful.
It really, really is. You don't know how because you don't think you've actually done anything different compared to your first try. Maybe you just got lucky. But regardless of exactly how it came about, this is one of the most bizarrely sublime things you think you've ever laid eyes on in your life. And the longer you stare at it, the more layers and depth reveal themselves to you, like the petals of a newly bloomed flower opening to the sunlight of spring. Abruptly, irresistibly, you feel yourself gripped in the throes of profound new knowledge. Tron's artworks are pointless and weird, but perhaps that's what gives them their charm. In such an uncertain and violent world, where troll control, and where you might be trapped in an endless Sisyphean journey across the planet in search of new friends, for a brief moment you can have this. You can stand here, awash and appreciative what the fuck at this masterpiece you crafted out of a bunch of other people's trash, marveling at how you birthed something greater than yourself. Sometimes trash can be beautiful. You think you understand now. This is what Sharam must have been endeavoring to teach you. You beam at them, glowing with the joy of your discovery.
Yeah, sure. If you say so.
Yay. I guess we need... okay, also the eating other things, I think, like, because their bio on Troll Call, so, like, it refers to, like, eating worms. So I think, like, that's why I had that in the title of the video, by the way. Because that's apparently a thing. Yeah, let's do the other person's root. I cannot pronounce the name, so I'm not gonna try.
One, sure. It's probably, I mean, most people would pronounce it one she, like, I think it's derived from one she tong, which should be one sure tong, the owl in Avatar The Last Airbender. Which, if anyone's watching us who hasn't watched Avatar The Last Airbender, go watch Avatar The Last Airbender. It's on Netflix. Then watch Legend of Korra. But not until you finished watching our video, obviously.
Yeah, I agree with the sentiment.
Also, check out our coffee, like Heron is supposed to be saying at the beginning of every video.
I'm sorry, I'm still getting used to it, but yeah, please check out our coffee too. Alright.
Hey, now that you've gone and thought about the concept of purpose, you might as well make a one up for yourself. You turn your walk toward the book hive. A handful of your friends hang out in there, and there are a few rooms that are generally pretty danger-free, so why not? It's a little difficult to make yourself walk past the spookier rooms, but you manage to avoid the siren song of the brain room once more. Your destination tonight is the room you usually watch your teal friends do homework in. It's understandable, after your office experience with Tyrona, why this is their neutral meeting ground. Yeah, Tyrona's annoying.
Yeah?
And also an idiot.
Yeah.
If she thinks that siding with Triza against the Condesk is an intelligent career move, she's a fucking dumbass.
She kind of
And I don't feel
is.
sorry for what's coming to her.
Yeah.
Also, can we just point out some of the background art here? So aside from the picture of the Condesk on that one wall, is that red glare under the window thingy there?
I think
Because
it
it
might
looks
be.
like her.
I think that might be red glare. You might be right about that. It does look like it could be red glare. That
Although
actually
the
could be red glare. Like, you're not wrong. It could very well be red glare. Yeah.
unfortunately, a casual throw through the stacks uncovers no friends at all. Damn.
Well,
You consider trying out a higher stakes locale, then wait! You see a shoe poking out from one of the bigger hexagonal book hole things, shelves. It really doesn't maximize space to have shelves shaped like that. Whatever. If you get caught up in trying to make paltry shit like troll bookshelves make sense, you'll drive yourself to madness before you can figure out if the shoe belongs to someone you know. I mean, what shape are the books that matters? If they're
yeah,
scrolls, then that shape isn't inherently irrational.
true.
You walk toward it, and the shoe is revealed to be on the strut pod of a troll whose head is barely peeking out over a book. And nope, a jade, but not one of your friends. Whoever it is curls up smaller in the hexagon, burying her face deeper into the scribble journal of a cullable wiggler.
Diary of a Wimpy Kid.
Right. Yeah, that makes sense. I didn't read those books, so I wouldn't have gotten that. And frankly, I'm still trying to wrap my brain around what a polysaccharous slat is, because I've been able to make sense of most troll words, but polysac is in polysaccharide, so a complex sugar. So something carrying a complex sugar that's a slat. I don't know. What would that even be? The best thing I can think of is some kind of cracker.
Well,
It's not the most inviting posture, to be sure. The polite thing to do would be to keep moving. Probably, but you feel a little off about that. Yeah, Slappy, because you are an invasive fuck who can't mind their own business even when people want you to.
yeah.
You gently nudge your foot into hers, where it still peeks out of the shelf, and ask if she's okay. It'll clear your conscience if nothing else. The book lowers.
I'm great. I'm just going on a journey of imagination for some classic literature. Nothing to see here.
Ah man, it's another kid. She's not as cute as Amicia thus far.
No,
Amicia is dangerously adorable.
that's true.
You know young trolls have to handle themselves as much as older ones, but as well acquainted as you are with the facade of pretending you're exactly where you're supposed to be, get the feeling she's not exactly telling the truth. So you're equipped to help. Plus, it's not like you haven't befriended a few tween sweep equivalents here on Alternia already. You successfully didn't get murdered by Amicia, and you did a passable job befriending Tyrona and Karako. Karako just had the best dialogue. As for Tyrona, yeah, she's obnoxious and little else.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
Though sometimes you wake up shaking. The remnants of dreams where you failed them on loop in your brain, where they... You shake that horror from your mind and try to look as non-threatening as possible. Not that it's particularly hard for you, as you speak.
I'm gonna say...
Is there a bad end where Amnesia actually kills you?
Oh, yeah. Well, actually, no. I don't think she kills you. I think it's more like she kills someone in front of you and, like, makes you live. There
I don't
might be
know, that
one
doesn't
I
seem
didn't
like
get where she kills you, but I don't know.
that doesn't seem like the worst ending, on the basis that you're not the one who died, it's just some random fuck. And
That's
on Alternia,
true.
random fucks die all the time.
That's true. That's very true. I'm gonna ask her if she's seen the brain room. I don't know. That seems like a nice way to ask.
You still get the feeling she might need some help, so you ease into it. Maybe she'll open up a bit as you talk. You tell her this book hive has a huge gallery full of brains in jars if she wants to go check it out.
Woo, what's a brain? I want to see.
She unfolds herself from her hiding spot, brushing invisible dust off her skirt as she stands up. She rocks back on her heels and cocks her head, her face bouncing against her shoulders.
Also, I'm sorry. I apologize if it's. I'm going to read out the woos. I'm going to read them out. I'm Washi. Also, I know who you are if you were wondering. I wouldn't go wandering off of just anyone, quest for brains or not. I may be only 5.5 sweeps, but I'm not stupid. Woo.
Actually pronounced one, sure, but whatever. She seems less afraid, but she's still got a nervous edge to her voice. So you try to be a force of calm, a real motherfucking Glade plug-in of Zen. Okay, stinking up the place with all your chill vibes. You walk together toward the atrium, making small talk on the way. You apologize if you made it seem like she didn't look like she belonged here. You're just not used to seeing young jades outside the caverns. She side-eyes you like she's weighing the implications of what you just said.
Okay, I see there's no use trying to fool you. I may have done a small jailbreak.
Oh? Do they not have enough books in the caverns or something? She brushes you off in favor of her own question.
Of course we have books. You didn't answer me before. What's a braid?
Is that Calculator the librarian?
Yes. Oh my god.
That's an awesome librarian.
That is an awesome library. I highly approve of that librarian.
That might be the coolest librarian I've ever met.
It might
Bearing in mind
be.
that I've known librarians in real life and they were generally nice people.
That's a pretty cool librarian, though.
Oh, right. You round the curve of the room and point in the window. Think pans. Well, no, technically the think pan is the part that holds the brain.
Yeah. Oh, woo.
I think she's supposed to sound a bit like an owl, by the way. Remember, One Shirtong's an owl?
Oh, okay. Well,
On her tiptoes,
I
she
know it's
probably doesn't sound
a
very
woo
realistic.
because of reasons. If you haven't played Hiveswap, I'm not going to spoil it for you.
You have the weirdest hang-ups about spoilers. You know I'm not going to play it, right?
That's true. Or watch my playthrough of it, but yeah.
Well, I might watch your playthrough of it at some juncture, when I have time, maybe. On her tiptoes, she peeks into the bottom of the window.
I've never seen one up close before.
She tries the door handle, but it's still as locked as it always was. She looks at you expectantly.
Well, can we go in or what?
A surly-eyed guard starts not so subtly watching you, drawing her fingers on the handle of her mace.
A badassly word.
Ah, globes. You were trying so hard to be cool and approachable that you fucked up and forgot that this room was off limits. Taking a kid to break and enter is, well, it's pretty much par for the course, actually, but it's not what you meant to be doing. Nah, you saw it. Looking only, and now you're done. Great, time to move along.
Oh, lame.
Juan sure doesn't pick up on the danger behind her. Even with your hurried speech, you change the subject to why she broke out of the caverns, if not for more books, and start walking, hoping she'll follow you. She doesn't.
Oh, I was trying to get to BeastCon. It's a convention for all kinds of cool stuff, but I want to go for the Soldier Per Beast meetup. My fanfiction is pretty popular, woo. I have a lot of fans going, and I thought maybe I could make friends with some of them. But I don't know where anything is out here, so I got lost.
She takes a breath and a step. Finally, but then stops and clasps her hands together.
Yeah. Oh!
The guard starts walking. You eyeball the exits all the way down. The curved staircase. You could make it, but you can't just leave her here to take the fall. One sure keeps talking, obviously.
Obvious. Ladera's always complaining about how you're everyone's best friend and how you know so much. Do you know where the con is, oh Will? We could go together.
The guard gets closer. You gotta make a decision and fast.
Okay, I'm gonna say I want to take her. Like,
Of course you take her. Why wouldn't you?
yeah, like, obviously take her to the connection.
Anything to get both of you out of here. Grabbing her hand, you say you know the way and make a run for the door. She whoops and scurries down the stairs behind you. A quick glance back at the guard taking her hand off her mace reassures you that you've moved fast enough. Once you're around the corner from the book hive, you stop and catch your breath.
Why stop now? Lead the way, alien friend.
You wave her enthusiasm off. She's out of breath herself. She can hold up her hoof beasts for a minute while you locate your fucking bearings and think. Don't you have a GPS on your palm husk?
That's true.
Also, we probably want to get the scuttle buggy if it's going to be a long way.
Yeah.
You looked this con up earlier when Tigiri and Palapa invited you. They had said it was fun, that the death toll was high enough to be interesting, low enough to be manageable, and that you'd be safe with them. Still, you'd chickened out. Okay, I believe Palapa when she says you'd be safe with her. I don't believe Tigiri.
I don't believe him either. I just don't. He sucks at fighting.
Palapa, if her arms are anything to go by, can handle herself. You guess changing your mind and going could be okay. You're definitely anxious about bringing Wanshur along, but it seems like she's hell-bent on attending anyways, so maybe the best thing you can do is be a responsible chaperone.
I don't know how responsible Sloppy is, but okay.
I was just going to say, I don't think Slappy can be described as a responsible chaperone.
No.
Plus, none of your friends make you feel better protected than Palapa. Yeah, Palapa is a badass. I mean, I didn't actually see all of that route, but it seems like she's pretty hard.
She is. She's a badass.
I mean, just going by the build and, like, the Muay Thai hand wraps she wears, maybe boxing hand wraps, I get the sense that she knows what she's doing.
She probably does.
Google Maps says it's not far. Well, you've dealt with plenty of dangerous clusterfucks before, so what's one more? You're a regular Giles Corey of bullshit scenarios. Pile those some bitches on. Don't know who Giles Corey is. I know a Giles, but only the one from Buffy the Vampire Slayer, and I don't think his last name is Corey. You bow as you gesture down the sidewalk that will lead you toward the outskirts of town. One sure curtsies and follows your direction. It seems like she doesn't need you to come up with things to talk about. She's like a chatty sunflower, pulled toward the bright newness of everything she sees, and chock full of commentary about all of it.
Wow, I've read all about moonlight, duh, but seeing it make everything gloat is totally different. Wow, look at the dew on this prickle frond. If you get a closer look, you can see the reflection of your own eye in the moon's.
You do as she does, and damn, if that ain't a bunch of orbs reflecting back at you, floating on the curve of a purpley green meniscus. Meniscus? Knee on a plant? I thought a meniscus was part of your knee. I don't know anything about plants. Her curiosity isn't overwhelming or draining in the slightest. You tell her it's kind of nice, actually, to meet someone else who is experiencing this place for the first time.
Yeah, the caverns are fine, but there's so much to see out here, oh woo. Everyone else seeks out. I don't know why it took me so long to try. No, actually I do. Getting in trouble sucks and I hate it. But it worked out. We're here experiencing it together.
Yeah! You can feel your anxiety lifting. Just a little. Just the part that's applicable to this particular situation. Still, that's a win. Growing up with Branya can't be that bad. Growing up with Lynera can, but not Branya.
Yeah.
Walking and talking in the night makes time pass quickly. You ask her how she ended up in the book hive to begin with.
I snuck out when Lynera was supposed to be giving me some boring Jade duty lesson. But with yelling. I don't have a palm husk, so I couldn't look up the con once I was away from my husk top. I just wandered till I gave up and found the book hive.
That's a powerful nerd homing beacon she must have. One sure flexes.
You know it.
You smell what's around the corner before you see it. Having sidestepped your fair share of corpses in your travels, and your hand in creating a few more, you know how to prepare yourself. One sure, on the other hand... You know the brooding caverns aren't some diaper baby summer camp of innocence, but you're also not sure how much viscera she may or may not have seen. No matter your respective levels of gore viewing experience, you both stop short when it comes into view.
Whoa.
She takes a tentative step towards what's left of the troll, and then retreats, hovering close to you. It feels like you should keep moving. Like you should avert your eyes and carry on whatever the fuck up before the drones come by to clean up, but she's still staring. Her steps, when she finally takes them, are soft. She crouches down and leans in with reverent scrutiny.
It looks different, not in a jar.
You wonder to yourself as one sure shakily takes it all in, if the bloodthirstiness is a trait only certain trolls are born with, or if they have it ground into them by necessity, by expectation, by entitlement, by fear. A little from column A, a little from column B. Trolls are not inherently peaceful creatures, whatever Arania would have you believe. The quadrant system being based as much on hate as pity, and the fact that there needs to be a quadrant for, like, cock-blocking people who romantically hate each other basically precludes that idea. Plus, their morphology implies they're originally carnivorous by nature, which would also, and the horns imply a competitive streak. So yeah, they're not naturally peaceful, but like, they're also not naturally as violent as Alternia would have them believe, probably, because they do develop strong friendships.
Yeah, that's true.
Next, because your brain is wired around itself, you wonder the same about humans. One sure doesn't look away for long, doesn't look away for a while. You go over and put your hand on her shoulder, and she stands up and walks away with you. There's no ceremony to it, no placing leaves over the remains, no prayer.
I don't get it.
She doesn't finish her sentence. She takes your hand and pulls you back in the direction you were walking. She looked confused, like she's still trying to work out what she just saw. You guess you could have given her more time to process it, but you're not sure comprehending death is really a thing that you can just, like, figure out in the wilderness with an alien in one night. After a few minutes of silence, you point out the call of some flat beast, and she mimics it and smiles. Soon after, the pointy top tents of the Khan rise over the horizon. Wanshur starts running, dragging you behind her.
Oh shit, here we come!
She's vibrating out of her skin. You're basically doing the same, though it's less an excitement thing and more an emotional whiplash thing. Whatever, you can work with that. You attempt to dig into the new vibe as you walk up to the gates. There are vendors and artists and trolls all around.
Well,
It's like some unholy combination of Anime Con and Renaissance Fair, but with more people walking around sporting recently inflicted limps.
well,
In an attempt not to focus on that, you look around for other friends and ask her what she's excited to see and do here before her meetup starts. She does what she does. She want? We missed some dialogue. You clicked
oh,
too fast.
sorry, blah. Okay, we'll pull that back up. Let me pull it back up. Oh, it's not letting me. Well, okay,
Well, we were gonna ask if she wanted snacks or something.
okay, yeah. I could want some frazzled saccharine fluff candy in a bit. Also, there are several dollars here because, like, one of the trolls that was, like, walking around had fins. It was, like, clearly like a violet one. But, yeah, I'm guessing, like, everyone just goes to this con. But, yeah, there's a lot to do. Oh, woo! There's a Chore Bear riding the cosplay competition.
You cut her off. Doesn't she mean cosplay? There are trolls you think might be in cosplay, or maybe that's just like how some trolls dress?
Yeah, there's that too, if you don't want to get your claws too bloody.
Ah, geez, there's the old nerves coming back. You really hope that bringing her here was okay. There are other young trolls roaming around, so you're probably good. You try not to think of the body you saw as an omen. There are bodies all over the place here on Alternia.
This is
It
true.
occurs to me, given the nature of this con, that somewhere in this place, the Scourge Sisters are probably running around having a good time right now.
They
And that's more
probably
important to
are.
me than anything. And that's more important than anything else that could be going on here.
That's
I
true.
mean, yes, Veruska nearly murdered us earlier in this game. I mean, we don't know it was Veruska, but, like, considering it was walking distance from a hive, it was totally Veruska. But, you know, in a cute way.
Yeah. Yeah.
You pull out your palm husk and consider your friends. You could message Palapa or Tagiri to see where they're at, but your thumb gravitates toward Branya's great profile. The fuck was that? Right when you decide you're being dumb and pocket your phone, a lot happens at once. Wanshur starts to pull you toward a dude in in Utilikit handing out flyers, a bowl, bowel, not bowl, a bowel rending sound rends, your bowels, and then a massive armored bear with huge beefy biceps hurtles through the grounds, hollering and grinding tents and con-goers alike into bent, splintered pulp. There's a literal armored bear here? Okay.
I mean, okay. I guess.
Fuck, there's the bear again. Wancher stares, frozen, as the beast rampages toward you both.
Oh no!
She whimpers and looks at you, comprehension and fear etched into her features. You did this. You brought her here. You let this happen to her, and she knows it. You picture 100 outcomes, 1,000,000. You want to work toward the end you see where you save everyone who hasn't already gotten squished. Our elected grand human, and no one ever gets fucking trampled again. But there's no time for that one. Instead, you pick up Wancher, give her a quick hug, and throw her into the closest bush. With what's left of your adrenaline-filled noodle arm strength, you reach for the handle of a katana from a vendor rack and hope to fuck it not only for display. You never felt less prepared to take something on in your life. You never felt more sure you had to. Never felt more sure you had to. In the end, it's no choice at all. The beast charges you, teeth bared and rainbow bloody. You hold your position, pinky and ring finger tight near the bottom of the handle, like Tigiri taught you. Wait, oh yeah, no, that's actually correct. Pinky and ring finger tight, index finger, pinky clamps, middle two fingers are moderate, index finger and thumb float on both hands. That is the dragon's head grip, which is correct on a katana. He's not wrong.
Yeah?
At least he knows how to grip the damn thing.
That's true.
That's not at all how you hold a Chinese sword, by the way, but that's irrelevant to this. When it leaps at you, tackling you to the ground, you bury the blade in its chest, which is great, but it's also a bear. Like, it's big enough that it's going to kill you before it dies, and possibly survive anyway, but definitely kill you first.
Okay.
The cholar bear lays on top of you, the last of its life twitching out of it as it presses your life out of your lungs in return. Or that.
Yeah.
Through your darkening vision and under the furry dead weight pinning you to the ground, you see her, from the edge of the woods, eyes wide and watery with understanding. Wancher picks herself up.
We got killed by a bear.
Yeah, see, this is another one of those moments where it's like, this game doesn't really give you any rational...
Any what? You there? Hello?
Sometimes Discord boots you from the call with no warning when you're trying to make a point, and that's also irritating. I was gonna say, sometimes, like, you do the rational thing and it just doesn't work because of reasons.
Yeah.
I don't love that. Like, pretend to take her is obviously a dick move, but apparently it's what the game wants us to do.
Apparently.
You've heard of the con she's talking about. You were thinking of going with Tigiri and Palapa anyway. But the list of activities seemed a little too dangerous, honestly. I disagree. I mean, the bear was a bit random, but, like, it can't always... Also, that was an example of the art and writing teams not communicating, because it said armored bear. But
It had armor. It did have armor. It had on its back. It was like the Golden Compass armored bears.
I've seen the Golden Compass. Didn't see the armor. I'll have to watch the video.
Yeah,
I'll have to
it
actually
had
watch our
armor.
video on YouTube now.
It did have armor. I saw the armor on it. It did have it.
Now I'm gonna have to look that up on GrubTube. These past few months, you've been up to your ass in close calls, and you'd quite frankly like to cut back on them, including, you know, the one your ass is currently embroiled in. You make some non-committal noises as you work out how to tell her. Wanshur crosses her arms and leans back against the brain room door, which the guard really does not like, if her increased speed and mace brandishment is any indication.
Well,
Okay, yeah, you say, let's go right now. Your hype is contagious, even though you're completely faking it. She claps and bounds behind you down the stairs. A quick tug at her wrist pulls her out of the mace's trajectory as the guard chucks it at you from above. It thuds mightily against the wall, but you clicked again.
I'm sorry.
Stop.
I fucked up.
Why are you clicking before I finish? You know that I have to finish.
I'm sorry. I fucked it up. I misclicked. Blah.
Checking behind you to confirm you're not being followed, you don't stop running until you're both safely around the corner. We should really do something about whatever error that is that's not letting us read the text back, because that's gotta be a problem with, like...
Yeah, it's annoying.
Wanshur giggles through catching her breath.
Wow, that was a close one. Librarians, am I right?
She grins and takes your hands.
Can you believe we only just met already? We're having bonding hijinks? I didn't think making a friend would be so simple. I can't wait to hang out even more at the con.
Ah, her smile is a knife in your pusher. She's so excited about her budding friendship. And here you are, gutlessly hiding the fact that you have no intention of taking her from one dangerous situation to another. Oh, come on, the con wasn't that bad. I mean, yeah, there was a bear, but, like, you could always be in a part of the con where there isn't a rampaging armored bear.
That's true. That's very true.
Maybe you would have agreed if you were in a braver mood, but you just don't know if you're up for more life or death babysitting adventures right now. What you should do, probably, is get her home. You don't tell her any of this, of course. Instead, you agree, and then check Google Maps. The con is down the road to the left. Caverns are to the right. Leading her straight back home would be too obvious, so you take a meandering route. Everything you pass seems to impress her. The frankly bonkers range of architecture styles, the shivery carnivorous plants, the burned-out wreckage of someone's hive, and the flickering starlight all around. You know, live carnivorous plants actually would make sense for the Lovecraft and Clark Ashton Smith-inspired, mostly Clark Ashton Smith-inspired elements of Homestuck.
It would.
He loved him some sentient carnivorous plants. He really did.
I like sentient carnivorous plants too, so...
No, you should read The Demon of the Flower, then.
I really should. That sounds like something I'd enjoy.
/ also The Maze of Mald's Web and its sequel, The Flower Woman.
That sounds good.
She's observing a worm crossing the sidewalk. Out here exposed, all squishy and brave. Oh whoa! When you point out here exposed, all squishy and brave. Oh whoa! When you point out a cool rock, eager to keep her wonderment going.
Really?
She puts a hand on her cocked hip.
You think we don't have rocks in the caverns? Sorry, I'm sneezing a little bit. Try harder.
She rolls her eyes at you, but she's still grinning. You accept the challenge and tell her there's something she's definitely definitely never seen up ahead.
Bring it.
You lead the way. It's been a hot minute since you've been back over here. You're interested to see it again. Still, the side jaunt feels like delaying the inevitable. You know she's going to be pissed at you when she realizes you tricked her, but you can't help wanting to show off more cool stuff while you can. Anything to see that wide-eyed appreciation for any tiny new thing. What's left of your spaceship comes into view as you round the bend. There really isn't that much left to show off, but Wansher is still into it. She runs over and starts inspecting the rubble. Hang on. Is that an anime version of Rose Lalonde on that poster back there?
That's Kriza.
Wait, what? I don't see any horns. That's Triza?
Yes. Her horns are like above where it cut off. Yeah.
You
Yeah.
wonder what happened to the freshly missing parts. Maybe Vikare has come back to scavenge some more. I don't know who that is. I don't remember Vikare at all.
Flying machine guy.
Oh, that guy. Right.
Yeah.
Shit. Vikare. You haven't talked to that guy in forever. You vow to text him later tonight, but you still feel guilty. It's hard to juggle all these beautiful friends, even with how viscerally you crave them. You want to be good for everyone, but there are so many things that can mean, and you've never stopped feeling like you're treading water. Launcher emerges from the hull, clambering to the top of a black metal box and waving around some inscrutable rusty bullshit.
Oh, wow, there's so many fiddly little parts. This was how you got here?
Should have been clambering to the top, not clamoring. That was a typo, or I read it wrong. I'm tired enough that maybe I read it wrong, but I think it was a typo. She observes you for a second or two, then nods her approval.
That's pretty cool.
Any old idiot can wreck a spaceship. It takes someone with brains to break out of the brooding caverns. That's probably true, actually.
It is. Well, when you put it that way, you're completely right, woo.
She winks and pockets some of the pieces.
Are you ready to keep moving? I don't want to miss the meetup, but it's happening right after the Horse-Aroni jousting, which should be ending pretty soon.
I think Horse-Aroni might be this planet's equivalent of bronies?
No, we know what Horse-Aronies are. It's, remember the, purple alien horse thing that Tavros spawned from, his fang? It's a phytospawn.
Yes. I know what that thing is.
That is what Horse-Aroni is, I remember that. It's like the purple horse phytospawn.
I remember that he used Vriska's teddy bear to do it, which was a dick move.
Yeah.
You're not sure what to tell her. For some reason, Vikare won't leave your mind. Your sorry ass hasn't managed to keep up with all the friends you did earn. Maybe it's for the best that you're deciding to take her home. Her safety is more important than her liking you. You sigh and start to fess up. Even if she left here now, you're far enough away from the con ground that she'd miss it. You were afraid to go, afraid she'd run off if you didn't stick with her, afraid of not knowing what to do next. You know, you should have just texted Palapa and Tagiri and gone with them, because at least with Palapa you'd have been reasonably safe.
Yeah, Palapa is just a straight up bodyguard. It would have been good. I'm pretty sure Palapa could have killed that bear. Easily. What? You made me miss my one chance to do something fun for a change? Just because you're too much of a scaredy pervious to go to a fun nerd party?
It wasn't just that. You also wanted to keep her safe, to take her home. She stomps her foot in frustration, tears forming in the corner of her eyes.
Why do you think you just make decisions for other people? Why don't you go home if it's so great?
Your mouth shuts, words gone. She follows your gaze back to the wreck of your only shot out, and she winces.
I didn't mean... I know you can't. I just wanted...
She sits down in the grass, defeated. You sit too, a ginger distance away. The ginger distance. Is that... Maybe that's a reference to, like, As Told by Ginger, which I did used to watch, but don't remember what a ginger distance is? No, her anger is fair. God, this sucks. You hadn't meant to deprive someone of a small joy here on this bitch of an Alternia. Alternia's not that bad. I mean, it's dangerous, but, well, okay, the caste system sucks, but...
Yeah, it's the worst.
She sighs and runs her claws along the top of the spiny purple grass. After a few minutes of silence, she speaks.
Too late to do anything about it now. I'm still super angry with you. But I'm glad you were honest, I guess, even if it took too long. I'm not used to people being straight with me. I feel like the older everyone gets, the more they lie, or at least the more annoying it is that they don't expect you to notice when they're lying. Not that I can super tell how old you are. Your alien physiology is a little bit inscrutable, but more or less.
Your palm husk buzzes, interrupting your train of thought. You both look at your two new texts.
You're lying.
Are you sure you still don't want to join? Things are beginning to get interesting over here, and you may have the privilege of seeing me at my peak performance if you come by. Your peak performance is shit, bruh.
No
hey,
shit. Stay put. There's a killer bear on the list. I don't want you on the already very long casualty list.
You do a quick gorgle, and holy shit, social media is already on fire with the news of a con attraction getting free and mangling attendees left and right. Well, I mean, somebody's gonna kill it. Polypa's there, and again, the Scourge Sisters are probably there, and they kill things all the time.
Yep.
They're great at it. The familiar ghostly feeling of a near miss shivers down your back.
Whoa.
Her eyebrows pull together as she works through the images she's seeing on the screen, and what it could have meant for her. She's still a little teary from before.
I guess thanks. Not that you did it on purpose, but I guess maybe it worked out okay. I do love not being crippled, but it still sucks I didn't get to make friends.
You don't want to be too presumptuous, especially after all that, but maybe this day might still be salvageable, new acquaintance-wise. Wanshur blinks back her disappointment and puts on an attempt to at a smile.
Maybe. Might as well see.
What was she going to do with her new friends? Maybe on your way back to the caverns, you guys could talk about soldier purbeasts or scary horse jousting, or whatever else she wanted to do here. She stands up and crosses her arms, looking you over, her smile turning real.
You think you got what it takes to roleplay?
You stand up too. You're super cool with roleplay. You've basically been doing that since you landed. So what's the deal again, you ask? You start walking her home. Magic hats?
Magic? What are you, some kind of wriggler? There's no magic in Soldier Purbeasts.
She rolls her eyes at you and then hunches her shoulders. Claws spread, eyes darting from bush to bush along the sidewalk ahead of you.
It wants you to be the power of your own wits, the sorcery of all your senses aligning at once, as you get ready to pounce, the hypnotic spell-like rhythm of your own pusher beating in time with your praise.
She straightens up and grins.
That kind of stuff, woo. Anyway, it's been really fun. Let's play. It's really fun. Let's play.
She's bounced back so fully. You get the feeling that not many people indulge her in this. It reminds you of your younger self, and your heart crunches up a bit. Fuck yeah, let's play. You mean heck yeah. Heck yeah.
Don't patronize me.
Fuck yeah. Yeah, she's grown up on Alternia. No one cares if you swear here. One
Yeah,
shirt
and
giggle.
she also has presumably grown up around Lonku, so, I mean, yeah. She's probably heard a lot worse than that. Fuck
I'm more
yeah.
worried about the fact that she grew up around Linera.
I mean, like, that's true. Lanier, hopefully she doesn't get too close to Bronya. Holy shit. I don't think Lanier is, like, above killing a child. So...
She's got a pretty sweet murder dungeon, I must admit.
She does.
I haven't seen Ardada's route, so maybe she has a better murder dungeon.
She has a pretty good murder dungeon, too. Okay, so Little Lost, you can be from Spacecast. Let's call you Twinklepaw. I'll be Wild Wisp for the Solar Glare Clan. Oh, woo. Yeah, this is basically just a kid doing Warrior Cats roleplay, pretty much.
She clearly seems to think you should be impressed or intimidated by this, but you don't really know what's going on. See you nod. Twinklepew. Got it. I don't know anything about Warrior Cats. My younger brother read some of it. I didn't.
I engaged in Warrior Cats roleplay when I was a child, so, like, I could. This is somewhat relatable, I don't know.
Of course you did.
So you'll stumble upon me when I'm taking down a nut creature, scaring it away with your incompetence. Sound good?
She peppers her walk with skips, talking up a veritable storm of world building. Her voice gets low and rumbly when she quits setting the scene and gets into character.
Little one, what do you think you're doing, setting strut paw in our territory? You've made me lose my creature feast. What do you have to say for yourself?
Ah, fuck, it's your turn. At some point, she should find Nepeta.
She should. I mean, I think that they would get along. I'm pretty sure they would get along.
If anyone is actually, we don't know what kind of Lucis Polypa had. It might have been some kind of cat. Nepeta counts as a warrior per beast.
She does.
Polypa
She
also
does.
definitely counts.
I'm pretty sure they would get along. Like, I'm pretty sure.
You didn't see where we were going. You're sorry, though. You know how hard it is to come by a good meal.
Oh, you think me so poor a tracker that I'm hurt by such a loss. I could find another. I find offense only that you clearly do not respect the bond between hunter and hunted. You blunder in and interrupt my sacred rhythm of my fangs, its neck, or its claws, my face. No, neither of us can know who would have prevailed.
Ah, geez. You're still, really sorry about your strut paws. You're constantly sticking those into other people's sacred dances. Maybe there are some more nut guys over there. One sure stops walking and gives you a withering look.
Is that really the best you can do?
No, you'll try again. How dare this poor beast accuse you of such a thing? Your intentions are as noble as the wild pusher that thumps in your, bone cabinet. One sure bounces, hands in fists, grinning.
Oh, woo! A little over the top and not really a StarCast approach, but you're getting there.
You practice finding your soldier's characterization sweet spot as you walk her home. You take the most direct route, but you let her stop to explain per beast grooming habits, to breathe in the rotating perfume of a flower, and then appreciate another sidewalk braving worm.
It was rotting perfume, but yeah.
Rotting perfume of a flower. I have had maybe 12 hours of sleep in the last 72 hours.
Oh. Oh, duh, you're narrating well.
And also only one meal in that time.
That is not
So,
good.
I'm not functioning optimally right now. Eventually you reach the cave entrance. You reach the cave entrance,
Oh shit.
Oh,
Oh.
look, it's Lanera. I should have expected that. I
Also, that
didn't,
face
but I
that she's
didn't
making
do.
isn't great, but she has all of her knives out now.
And standing under its eave is Lanera. A very pissed-looking Lanera, which isn't, your favorite mode for that particular friend? Which friend is it your favorite mode for?
Where have you been? I said I'd be right back. Not, hey, go right off and leave me to make excuses for you. Well, I'm back now, so you can get over it. I know you won't tattle. You don't want Brony to know you lost track of me, woo. Watch yourself.
Lanera glares fireballs at her and then turns to you, softening the tiniest of bits.
Thank you for bringing this short one back. Do you want to come in?
You appreciate her politeness, but nah, you should go and let the Jade settle down and everything. Plus, you have another friend you need to check up on. That was the wrong thing to say. Before you can
Yeah.
say anything to Wandsher about how you hope she ended up having an okay time, she scurries off around the corner, calling back over her shoulder.
Wait, I have something I want to give you before you go.
So you wait. Lanera keeps looking at you, arms still crossed.
You better be glad she's okay. If she got hurt, I could never. I mean, I would be in so much trouble.
You don't have to call her on secretly caring because Wandsher comes running back with something in her hands, her hair bounding behind her.
It's a Warrior Cats book, or Sir Soldier Purvis book. I can tell that it is.
Well, the
Here.
cats on the cover are kind of a dead giveaway.
Yeah, also I like how the cat has two mouths. It's just like that. Yeah. Read this, and maybe when you come back to visit me, you'll be a little more informed about the Soldier Purpose universe. Oh, woo. I only have one person to play with here, and he usually pretends he's too cool, like he doesn't absolutely love Purpose cast drama. It's definitely Longku. It is totally Longku.
You know that his name is Lanque, right?
Oh, it's Longque? I've been pronouncing it wrong this whole time. I'm sorry.
It's spelled Q-U-E, not Q.
Longque. It's totally Longque.
The fact that you've been pronouncing something wrong is not exactly is not exactly strange, I'm
I
gonna
know it's
say.
not.
How many years did you mispronounce Condesk?
A lot. Like
I think it
4,
took
maybe
2 years of
5. I don't
me.
know. A lot.
I think it took like 2 years of me to get you to pronounce it right.
It kind of did, yeah.
She bows a little as she offers the book to you. It's tattered with love.
It's my personal copy, but I think I can trust you with it, Twinklepaw. What do you say, woo?
You clutch it to your chest and tell her you will guard it with all the honor and Spitfire Starcast has to its hallowed name. I'm sorry, the words Spitfire and Starcast next to each other screwed me up. I like Lanera in the background there.
Yeah, that's pretty great. Yep. Alright, well, that was Friendsim for tonight. Thank you guys for watching. Please check out our coffee. It should be in our, Twitch profile, like, description thing with buttons and everything. Also, please follow us if you haven't already. Subscribe on YouTube if you can. Keep track of us on Twitter, whatever you want. No pressure or anything, just throwing it out there. But yeah. Hope everybody has a good night. This is Team Demon Kitty out.